The NHL trade deadline is quickly approaching, with it just being over 2 weeks away now, and the New York Rangers are clearly one of the top teams in the entire NHL and definitely have a shot at potentially winning a Stanley Cup this season. So they're clearly going to be looking to add some players to this year's NHL trade deadline, and one of those players could potentially be a guy who they're rumored to be interested in Alex Wennberg. Could be a pretty solid center target for this Rangers team, who might want to add in kind of a top line right winger where they're going to be wanting to move more of a kind of a first round pick or higher tier assets to go get that guy to get a true kind of top line top six right winger, where they could look to go out there and find a cheaper option like an Alex Wennberg, for example, who's going to be a lot less than a first round pick in value at this year's trade deadline. He could be a really, really solid kind of third line center for this team, which after losing Filip Chytil earlier on in the season, obviously Nick Bonino not quite panning out with this team and being on that third line there, then getting waived. It does seem like this team definitely could use to add in another third line center here. Now, yes, Donnie Brodzinski is someone who I'm a pretty big fan of. I think has done a pretty good job, and he actually did just recently get a 2-year extension as well. So that is obviously very nice to see for a guy, Johnny Brodzinski, who's been a great AHLer for a long time. He's been a great guy with Hartford Wolfpack. Got the call up this year and has really just kind of ran with it. He has been great so far this year since that call up. And, I think he's a really solid kind of depth guy. And having him on your fourth line, I think, is a great move, especially come playoff time. Having him on your fourth line instead of your third, having that extra little depth there, I think could go a long way for this team. And taking a look here at a little piece from the New York Post article kind of talking about Alex Wennberg here and the Rangers' interest, they say the Rangers, we are told, are not alone regarding their interest in Wennberg. The Bruins, who may need a top six center, have been identified as in the mix. The cost, which would be impacted by Seattle retaining 50% of the cap charge that would enable Drury to conduct further business, which the Rangers would need to happen, obviously, won't be cheap. The Blue Shirts, though, can't empty the piggy bank on like a third line center. And that makes a lot of sense there. I completely agree. That's kind of what I was talking about at the start of the video here, where I think, going out there and sending off your first round pick or like a second and some higher tier prospects, whatever it is, higher tier value of stuff, going out there to get that kind of top line right winger or top six right winger to play alongside Zibanejad and Kreider with that Wheeler news obviously going down. We need that top line right wing spot. So going out there and spending your kind of top tier assets that you want to move this year's trade deadline for a right winger makes a lot of sense. And then picking up a guy like Alex Wennberg on the cheaper side of things is not going to cost nearly as much as most of these kind of top line or top six right wingers. I think it makes a lot of sense. Adding in a right winger alongside Zibanejad and Kreider is a must. I mean, that has to happen. But then going out there and acquiring a nice third line center is not going to cost too much, but could be a really nice kind of depth piece there to add in that bottom of six, right in that third line there, where used to have obviously a guy like Trocheck at the start of this season. Then obviously Chytil got hurt, Trocheck moves up, and then everyone else kind of moves up as well. Having that extra kind of third line center in there, in and out like Alex Wennberg, to have Brodzinski on that fourth line where I think he's kind of more suited, makes a ton of sense for this team. And I know a lot of Rangers fans, myself included, like Brodzinski a lot, but come playoff time, I think what's best for this team is probably to have Brodzinski on that fourth line and add in a guy like Wennberg on that third line. But either way, I think Brodzinski is still going to be a pretty solid bottom six guy. I just think having him on that fourth line is a bit better come playoff time. But taking a look here at what Alex Wennberg has done offensively this season so far with the Kraken, he has 55 games played, 8 goals, 14 assists, 22 points. He does have 6 even strength goals and 12 even strength assists. So most of his points, 18 of his 22 points so far this season, have come at even strength. So not too bad there. He's also got a shorthanded goal this year. So he's not doing too bad overall. Only 3 power play points is pretty solid out of 22. Not too bad. He's not some elite offensive threat. I mean, last year had 38 points in 82 games played. The year before that had 37 points in 80 games played. But he is going to be a pretty solid 200-foot center, playing both ends of the ice, good defensively, pretty good offensively. I mean, so far this season, he does have 60 block shots, 36 takeaways, 18 giveaways, 9 defensive zone giveaways, and a face-off win percentage of 46.2. So overall, not bad. He's over a block per game, which is pretty solid for a forward. Not too bad in the takeaway giveaway department. And the face-offs have never really been great. They've never been over 50% ever in his career. So he's never been a great face-off guy. 46.2 isn't the best, but it is what it is. It's okay. It's fine. It's more than fine, but it's definitely not great. But either way, like I said, he's going to provide a pretty solid, just good overall game on that third line there if he is traded for. And I definitely think does make a lot of sense for this Rangers team. And taking a look here at Alex Wennberg's contract, he does have a cap hit of $4.5 million, and he is in the last year of his deal. So he's a rental, and with a cap hit of $4.5 million, it does seem like whatever contending team does trade for him, they're more than likely going to be retaining some money on him, so that will make things easier for For example, the Rangers obviously could potentially trade for a guy like Wenberg. They retain, let's say, half, 50% of this cap hit. So it's a $2.25 million cap hit. And this Rangers team obviously would have some more cap space available to go out there and acquire some other good players as well. So that definitely would be nice for the team. And he does have a modified no trade clause, but it is only a 10-team no trade list, so it's not too big of a deal for the Rangers. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please smash the like button. Don't forget to comment down below your guys' thoughts on the Rangers potentially trading for a third-line center like Alex Wenberg. And also, don't forget to subscribe for daily New York Rangers content. I do post every single day, as well as go check out my Twitter, Trainer Sports, linked in the description. I talk about a lot of Rangers stuff and just a lot of other sports stuff in general as well. So if you are interested in that, definitely go give me a follow on there as well. But thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. See ya.